Welcome back to The Deep Dive. We're the show that helps you get straight to the heart of complex topics, finding those really surprising nuggets of knowledge. And today, we've got something special lined up, particularly for you number theory students out there. We're diving into the online encyclopedia of integer sequences, the OEIS. Specifically, we're tackling sequence A00000072, our mission, to unpack just how widespread this sequence is. Now, the core definition, it's the number of trees on n labeled nodes. Pretty straightforward on the surface.
Right.
But then you see the formula, and it's n to the power of n minus 2, which is quite striking.
It is. And we should mention there's that little condition a and 0 is defined as 1.
Ah, yes. Good point. The base case. In this formula, it goes way back, right?
Yeah,
Totally.
that's the one famously due to Arthur Cayley,
Sure.
a really foundational result in combinatorics.
And just to give you a feel for it, the sequence starts 1, 1, 1, then jumps to 3, 16, 125, 1296, 6807. It grows fast.
Very cool.
Okay, so let's unpack this a bit. Because the formula itself is neat, but what I find truly remarkable, and maybe you do too, is how this exact sequence, NN2, just keeps showing up in places you wouldn't expect.
Exactly. That ubiquity is what makes A000002 so compelling, I think. So yes, it counts labeled trees. But maybe its most direct combinatorial link is counting the number of spanning trees in a complete graph, Kn.
Okay, Kn, remind us. The complete graph.
Right, so Kn is where you have n nodes or vertices, and every single pair of distinct nodes has an edge connecting them. Think of it like every point is connected directly to every other point.
Got it. Total connection.
Exactly. And a spanning tree is a way to connect all those n nodes using exactly n1 edges, crucially, without forming any cycles or loops. A 000272 tells you precisely how many ways you can do that.
So it's fundamental in graph theory. Makes sense. But then it seems to leap into other areas. I've seen references to things like parking functions. How does it get there?
Ah, yes, parking functions. That's where the magic really starts to show. So imagine you have n cars, and they're arriving one by one at a one-way street with n parking spots.
Okay.
Each car has a preferred spot it wants to park in. If that spot is free, great. If it's taken, the car drives on to the next available spot. If it gets to the end and still can't park, it just leaves.
Right.
A parking function is basically a list of those initial preferences, one for each car, such that all the cars manage to find a spot eventually.
Huh.
And the amazing thing is, the number of these successful preference lists of length n1, it's exactly an, our sequence number nn2. For example, A4 is 16, and that means there are 16 parking functions of length 3. It's this unexpected link between graph structures and constrained sequential choices.
Wow, okay. That's not obvious.
Not at all. And it doesn't stop there. It also counts the number of ways of expressing an n cycle in the symmetric group as n as a product of n1 transpositions.
Okay, symmetric group Sn permutations. An n cycle is like shifting everything around in one big loop.
Precisely.
Yeah.
And a transposition is just swapping two elements. Sn is the group of all possible ways you can rearrange things. This result connects A00000072 right into the heart of abstract algebra, showing how it relates to breaking down these fundamental cycle permutations into the simplest possible swaps.
So from graphs to parking rules to abstract algebra, what else? I think I saw something about a chip firing game.
You did, the chip firing game. It's a really interesting sort of discrete dynamical system. Picture a graph again, nodes and edges. You put chips, like tokens, on the nodes. And there's a rule. If a node gets, say, too many chips more than or equal to its degree, the number of neighbors it has, it fires. It sends one chip along each edge to each of its neighbors. The game evolves as nodes fire and redistribute chips. A critical configuration is a special kind of stable state in this game, one that's recurrent.
An equilibrium of sorts.
In a way, yes. And guess what? The number of these distinct critical configurations on the complete graph, Kmn.
Is it A000272?
It's A00000272. NN2. It shows how these simple local interactions lead to a global count governed by Cayley's formula.
Incredible. Any more surprises?
Oh, a few. It also counts acyclic functions from the set 1, 2, and 1 to the set 1, 2 line.
Acyclic functions, so mappings without loops.
Exactly. If you follow the mapping from element to element, you never end up back where you started. For n3, A3 is 3. And the functions are, for example, mapping 1 to 2 and 2 to 3. Or maybe 1 to 3 and 2 to 1. Simple structure, but again, counted by nn2.
Okay.
And just for fun, it even shows up in game theory. It counts the number of topologically distinct lines of play for the game, planted Brussels sprouts on n vertices. a rather niche combinatorial game.
Planted Brussels sprouts. You couldn't make this up.
You really couldn't. And one more, perhaps closer to number theory interests. It's the absolute value of the discriminant of the polynomial xn1 plus xn2 plus x plus 1.
Whoa. The discriminant, that tells you about the roots of the polynomial, right?
Yeah.
Repeated roots and such.
Exactly. And for this specific polynomial, related to roots of unity, its discriminant, a purely algebraic quantity measuring the spread of its roots, is precisely nn2 in absolute value. It ties everything back together: combinatorics, algebra, number theory.
So as you can probably tell by now, getting a handle on A000072,
Yeah,
it's not just about knowing that formula, NN2.
not at all.
It's really about seeing these deep connections, these structural similarities that run across so many different mathematical fields: graph theory, combinatorics, algebra, dynamics, even games. It's like a fundamental counting principle in disguise.
It really is.
We've covered quite a bit of ground today, haven't we? This dive into A00000272. I hope it's given you, the listener, a real sense of just how one fairly simple-looking integer sequence can be so foundational. It really brings home those aha moments, doesn't it? When things that seem totally separate, like trees and parking cars and polynomial roots, suddenly click together through the same count.
Absolutely. And if you sort of step back and look at the bigger picture here, A000272 is a powerful example of, well, of mathematical unity. It shows that all these different objects labeled trees, spanning trees, parking functions, critical chip configurations, they fundamentally share some kind of hidden combinatorial blueprint.
Oh, blueprint. I like that.
Yeah, and what's really striking beyond just the formula is the sheer elegance of it, how mathematics reveals these unexpected deep structural connections. It speaks to the universality of these patterns.
So thinking about your own journey with numbers and structures, what does this all really point towards? It leaves us with a pretty big question, I think, something for you to mull over. When one formula, like NN2, manages to count such a wildly diverse set of things, what does that tell us about the underlying, maybe unifying principles that are at play? Are there deeper structures we haven't fully grasped yet?
That's the exciting part.
Definitely something to think about. We really encourage you to keep exploring the OEIS, maybe even look up A000272 yourself and continue your own deep dives. There's a whole universe of interconnected sequences out there.